Hi, everybody. It's great to be here, and major, major congratulations. This is a love story disguised as a commencement speech. April the 8th, 2025. I was speaking with a dynamic WAC-D senior named Sydney Richardson, who is graduating today, and I asked her how she felt about graduating. She said, nervous. Where are the auditions? How will I make a living? What will I be? Dear Sydney, while I feel woefully inadequate to give you anything like an assurance in this profoundly challenging time, here are 4 things I've learned in my 65 years of existence and 45 years as a professional artist. You can call this advice if you put that word in air quotes. First, acknowledge that life is one great big bastion of unknowns. Wherever you think you are going, the one thing I can assure you is that is the one place you absolutely will not end up. Life will upend your journey. A global politics will amend your path, or grief will force you to seek more joy, or love will force you to move 3,000 miles away from home. You'll make surprising, unpredictable choices driven by your curiosity and your boldness, both of which are attested to by the fact that you sit here before us today having dedicated 2 to 4 years of your existence to exploring the act of creativity or the cultural and theoretical implications surrounding that creativity. So you have already chosen the road less traveled. So you may as well put the pedal to the metal, fasten your seatbelts, and blast forward into the unknown of this path. In 1994, I was based in New York City, but on tour to Los Angeles with my dance theater company, David Roussève Reality, being presented by what was then called UCLA Live and now called Center for the Art of Performance. My friend, the director, Peter Sellers, told me that the new conceptually innovative Department of World Arts and Cultures at UCLA, where he was a professor, was boldly rethinking the teaching of the arts and the critical, cultural, and ethnographic studies surrounding creativity, and they'd like for me to consider joining them. My first thought was, are you out of your ever-loving mind? Academia is where artists' dreams go to die, right along with their careers. But despite my absolute hatred of academia, I listened to that inexplicable advice that little voice whispered inside me, and I actually applied. I visited this experiment of a department housed in the equally adventurous School of the Arts and Architecture, and found the school to be the most dynamic think tank for contemporary creativity in all of American higher education as I knew it. Unlike most arts-affiliated departments, WAC, or WAC-D as it is called now, was adamantly not grounded in teaching the past, but rather in reimagining the future by interrogating the present. I wanted in for that. Then WAC chair Judy Matoma offered me the job. She so excitedly told me, and I have fantastic news. We actually want to bring you in with tenure. And I looked at her beaming face and somehow thought it would be best to match her beam with my own. And I said, wow, that is amazing. I can't thank you enough, Judy. That's just amazing. And all I could think was, what the hell is tenure? I went back to my hotel and Googled it and just thought, you mean they can't fire you, even if you screw up? Clearly, academia was the furthest thing from my mind. But I jumped headfirst into the unknown, joined UCLA, and my world changed forever. My research, the creation of experimental yet social justice-grounded dance theater, did not die. At UCLA, it flourished, became riskier, more resonant. No. You will not end up where you thought you were going, because if you follow that mysterious, sometimes mystifying voice that whispers into your head in order to access your heart, you'll end up someplace much better. Second, discover your purpose and follow it relentlessly. Your purpose is reflected in, but goes way beyond your art, architecture, or scholarship, to the very core of why you believe you are on the planet. Yep, a tall order, I know. I discovered my purpose in New York's Grand Central Station. I remember the moment in January 1991 when, as a member of ACT UP, the AIDS Coalition to Unleash Power, I was part of a massive nonviolent civil disobedience protest in which hundreds and hundreds of us took over Grand Central Station in order to bring awareness to the growing AIDS pandemic and the government's then inept non-reaction to thousands of human beings being infected and, at that time, almost inevitably dying. The terminal was dangerously crowded and thunderously loud with our chants of "we're here, we're queer, get used to it." To my left, I saw a Wall Street-looking commuter trying to shove his way to his train, though there was zero chance of him making it through. He was utterly pissed off and trying to grab the protesters with his bare hands, shouting back, "I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you." As I watched the commuter come dangerously close to breaking someone's nose, and now surrounded by police officers dressed in what were practically hazmat suits to avoid body contact with protesters that they truly believed would kill them, I understood the commuter's rage. He just wanted to go home. I mean, I'd be pretty pissed off too if I were him. I stand by this crucial protest and would do it again under the similar circumstances. But in that very moment, I also wondered, what if that commuter could absorb that AIDS is a human tragedy of epic scale? What if he could empathize with our desperation, our grief? And that, I realized, is exactly what the arts can do. On that day, my purpose became clear to me. It was to use experimental dance theater to tell the stories of disenfranchised people, to not only shout our protest, but also invite any willing listener, any willing viewer, to leap the boundaries of difference, embrace our shared humanity, and reach a place of common decency. I'm asking you to discover your purpose, not to take mine on, and then to relentlessly rediscover, redefine, and recommit to it. And frankly, you must do this because, third, you all have an obligation. And I'm afraid it's a really big one. Whether your politics, your personal politics, are red, blue, purple, lavender, pink, brown, white, fuchsia, radiant orange, or dull-ass gray, I think we can all agree that these are the most challenging of times. You may ask yourself, what can artists, architects, scholars, and ethnographers do? Let me answer that clearly. You can save this world. Indeed, as an army of the heart, as soldiers of the soul, only you can save this world. STEM has greatly enriched our lives, but in many ways it has failed our souls. As an HIV-positive man who has been close to death with AIDS, beyond any doubt, I would be dead without the M in STEM. STEM has allowed me to live. Architecture and the arts have allowed me to live with meaning. And the arts, architecture, and the study of human culture are not part of the solution for what ails the society. They are the solution. Many of you have been told, as I was, that you are wasting your life on a meaningless major, that you will never make any money, that you will never find success, you will never contribute to a greater social good with your silly art making, which no one can understand anyway, or your inconsequential architectural renderings, pointless game designing, or BS ethnographic scholarship. I beg to disagree. You are armed with imagination that leads to empathy, creativity that opens hearts, intellect that challenges the assumed, vision that shows us how to live together rather than apart. Art does not build a wall, it breaks down walls. A painting doesn't ask what country you were born in. An architectural masterpiece just doesn't care who you voted for. An app does not ask for your religion. A dance, trust me, does not ask if you are undocumented. Your creativity is most decidedly not fluff. It is survival. It's a bridge, sometimes a fire alarm, sometimes a lullaby. You show us the humanity in people, in things that we will never meet, in ways we can understand. You give us new lenses for old problems. You make the invisible visible. You have formidable power. Do you need some proof? Consider a few of my favorite artist-writers: Maya Angelou, James Baldwin, Octavia Butler, Zora Neale Hurston, and the divine Toni Morrison. All these artists touched my soul, shaped my intellect, broke my heart, raised my spirit, taught me to fight, and taught me to love. This is a remarkable group of artists that includes 2 Guggenheim Fellows, a MacArthur Genius Grant, a Pulitzer Prize, a Presidential Medal of Freedom, and the Nobel Prize. And all of them are currently banned in many, and in some areas of this country, most U.S. public libraries. The power of their work to build bridges that cross the boundaries of difference, lest we fall headfirst into the endless abyss of indifference, the power of their creativity to allow us, to force us to imagine a better future. That power is too great, too threatening, so they must be silenced. At their core, these artists' literary works are about the transformational power of love and care. That transformational power, that is what you all now possess. Go forward from UCLA, not timidly but defiantly, armed with your gifts, your weirdness, your vision, your refusal to believe that this crap is the best we can do, because I assure you it is not. You can do this. I believe in you utterly. And that, as I'm close to ending this talk, brings us to the promised love story. Fourth, and frankly, of most importance, live a life of love. Immense, soul-repairing, soul-stirring love. It has been said that every artist has one piece inside of them and they keep remaking it, deepening it over and over. For me, that piece is about love, as virtually every piece I have ever made is about the search for love by people who seemingly have little right to demand it. Love of self, love of a lonely man for his yellow-tailed dog, love of someone dying in your arms with AIDS, love of the wonder of the nighttime sky, love of a hand to hold when you need it most, love of your purpose. But as art is a reflection of the soul of the artist, my offstage life has also been centered on love. I took the position at WACD in part to bring a stable base to my relationship with one of the truly great loves of my life, who moved to LA with me. I could not have imagined we would get divorced 26 years later. But I could imagine that our love would simply morph and we would stay together as queer family. I certainly would never, ever, ever have wanted to imagine that this glorious being would take his own life. But so he did. As I said, life is filled with the unexpected. But this great love is not the love embedded at the core of this talk. I could not in my wildest dreams also imagine that another man would become my new love and husband at age 62, both having the audacity to fall in love, though our lives were slowly edging to a close. How audacious is the unknown. By the way, stand up, Stephen. He's that silver fox over there. Come on, y'all. As I say down south, that man is fine. How would I not want to be with that, y'all? But even this great love story is not the love story embedded at the core of this talk. After an initial 15 or so years at UCLA, where my dual mantras were, I hate academia, and I'm quitting. Once I decided to take a very deep breath and chill the F out. To my great shock came the most surprising love of all. I fell head over heels, truly in love with none other than you. You. I love and deeply adore every single one of you. Your audacity, your relentless curiosity, your incredible talent, your desire to speak on the most crucial issues of our time, to create beauty, to redefine artistic form, to push the boundaries of virtuosity, to become an artist activist, your brave vulnerability. I love you because you demand the same of me. But even the greatest loves must come to an end. You are leaving UCLA, but so am I. After almost 30 years, today is the last time I will ever address anyone as a UCLA Distinguished Professor. That voice inside me whispered again, and it said, time to move on. So with both excitement and a whopping dose of bittersweetness, I am retiring from UCLA to focus on my research and redefine the possibilities of my life. Little did Sydney know, I have the same questions that she does. You leave at the dawn of your lives. I leave at the twilight of mine. And with deep gratitude for you. Thank you for teaching me that life is one great big bastion of unknowns. Thank you for mandating that I have the endless curiosity to satisfy your curiosity. Thank you for allowing me to hone my purpose each and every day we met. Thank you for allowing me, through watching the magic of you, to realize that we can indeed together change this crazy-ass world for the better. Creativity, like love, is not a luxury. It is a responsibility, a rebellion, and most of all, it is a beacon. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2025. The world needs you badly. Now go and light it up. Thank you, everybody.